Today, we are going to be looking at the first part of Slope Intercept Form. Today, we are going to be graphing. So the first part is graphing. So let's take a look at our formula. So Slope Intercept Form, the formula is y equals mx plus b. There is key things about each variable in this. So first, let's start with our point. We have x, y. So xy is a point on the line. Doesn't matter which point, x and y is going to stand for a point. Then we have b. B is our y-intercept. That's where the point's going to hit at the y-axis. So our point itself is going to be 0, b. That's a starting point when we go to graph. Then we have m. M is our slope. So slope can be represented in different ways. When we are graphing, it's going to be rise over run. So how far up you go or down, and then how far to the right or left we go. Slope can also be represented as the change in y over the change in x. So how much change in the y and how much change in the x. Lastly, when we are given 2 points, the slope's going to have a formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's put this all together. So when we're given the slope and the y-intercept, so we have m equals 2 and b equals 1. M is our slope. And b is our y-intercept. So what we are going to do is write this in a formula. Y equals m, which is 2, x plus our b, which is 1. Now let's graph it. We start with our y-intercept. So we're going to go up to 1 and put a dot. Then we have a slope of 2. If you think of slope of 2, it's 2 over 1. So we're going to rise 2 and run 1. So we're going to go up 2 to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1. We're going to continue that pattern. So going up 2 to the right 1, we can go down 2 to the left 1. Down 2 to the left 1. Down 2 to the left 1. And then we draw our line. Don't forget the line goes past the points and we have arrows. Okay, now let's look at it when either the slope or the y-intercept is 1. So when the slope is 0, that means we have no slope. So our equation would be y equals 0x minus 4 for our y-intercept. But 0x, it cancels out, it's gone. So we get y equals negative 4. So y equals negative 4, y equals line is going to be a horizontal line when it's just a constant. So we're going to go down to negative 4. I'm going to put a point. There's no slope, so we can't move up or down. So it's going to go across. So let's draw the line. Now goes past the points and put your arrows. Okay, now we have 2x plus y equals 3. That equation is not a y-intercept form. We need it to be y equals mx plus b. So we need y equals by itself. That means we have to subtract our 2x from both sides. So we get y equals, let's put our slope first, minus 2x plus 3. So we have our slope, and we have our y-intercept. Now let's graph it. We start at our y-intercept, so it's plus 3, positive 3. So put a point. Then we have a slope of negative 2. That slope is the same thing as negative 2 over 1. So we can go down 2 to the right 1. 1's positive. Down 2 to the right 1. Or you can think of it as 2 over negative 1. So we can go up 2 to the left 1. Now let's draw that. Don't forget the line continues, so we have arrows at the end. Now we are just given a graph. We need to find the y-intercept, and then we need to find the slope. The y-intercept is where it starts. So the y-intercept is 2. And the slope, we rise 1 to the right 2. So 1 over 2. So we have to write this as an equation. Y equals mx plus b. Substitute in your slope and your y-intercept. So we have y equals 1/2 x plus 2. Okay, let's move on. So we have some problems. I want you to try these and then come back and check your work. So the first one, we have m equals 1/2 and then b equals negative 3. We need to write this as an equation. Y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Let's graph it. We start at negative 3 on the y-axis. We put our point. We have a slope of 1/2, up 1 to the right 2. Up 1 to the right 2. Graph it. And then put arrows on the ends. Next one, we have we have m equals negative 3/4 and b equals 2. So our equation would be y equals negative 3/4 x plus 2. So we're going to start at 2 on the y-axis. Our slope is negative 3/4, so we're going to go down 3 to the right 4. And then we are going to draw our line. Don't forget to put arrows on the end. The next one you should have got y equals negative 2x plus 0, which is the same thing as y equals negative 2x. There's no y-intercept. So it's going to start at 0. And then we have a slope of negative 2. So negative 2 is down 2 to the right 1, or up 2 to the left 1. Draw your line. The next one, we have a slope of 0 and a y-intercept of 3. So we start our we write our equation first. Y equals, there's no slope, which is y equals 3. So we have our y-intercept of 3. We put a point, there's no slope, so it's a horizontal line. The next one, we need to write it in the form of y equals mx plus b. So we need to move our 2x over. So we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. So we get 3y equals negative 2x plus 6. Now we need to divide everything by 3. So we get y to equal negative 2/3. We're going to keep it as a fraction, x plus 2. Now let's graph it. We have a y-intercept of 2, put a point. We have a slope of negative 2/3. So we're going to go down 2 to the right 3. Draw your line. The next one, it's not a y-intercept form, so we have to create it. So we're going to move our 5x over. So we have negative 4y equaling negative 5x plus 8. Divide both sides by negative 4, so we get y equals negative and negative make a positive 5/4 x minus 2. So we are going to graph the y-intercept of negative 2. We have a slope of 5/4, so we're going to go up 5 to the right 4 and put a point. Then we are going to connect to draw our line. So the next section, we have a line and we need to write the equation in slope intercept form. So we need it to be a y equals mx plus b. So we need to know our slope and we need to know our y-intercept. So our y-intercept I like to start, and that's at positive 1. And our slope, we're going to go up 1 to the right 2. So up 1 to the right 2 is 1/2. So we get the equation y equals 1/2 x plus 1. Next one, we need to know our slope and we need to know our y-intercept. So our y-intercept starts on the y-axis at negative 1. Then from there, we are going to go up 1 to the left 1. So up 1 to the left 1 is 1 over -1, which just simplifies down to just a -1 slope. So we get y equals -1x minus 1, which simplifies to y equals -x minus 1. The last one, we need to find our slope and our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is at -3, and our slope is, if we go up 1, we go to the left 2. So up 1 to the left 2, so 1 over -2. So we get y equals -1/2 x minus 3. So that is your lesson on graphing equations in y-intercept form. Please reach out if you have any questions.